Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the West Ham Network. Is this guy world class? Jarrod Bowen. I mean, the way he has held himself over the last couple of years in West Ham since signing from Hull City, nobody would have anticipated that this geezer here would have gone on to do half the things, if I'm being brutally honest with you. I mean, I think from that moment he scored that goal against Southampton. Um, he definitely looked like the business, but I don't think many people could anticipate that he would be and rise to the levels that he has risen to. He is such an important player for West Ham. 38 Premier League goals, 28 Premier League assists in 149 games for the club. What an absolute bloody unbelievable record that is. And that's not even including the goals he scored in all other competitions. He scored 4 goals in the FA Cup, 2 assists. He scored 5 goals in the Conference League with 2 assists. He scored 4 goals in the League Cup with 2 assists. He scored 3 goals in the Europa League with 3 assists as well. The geezer is just simply on fire. It's as simple as that. The 11th Premier League goal of the season for Jarrod Bowen with 1 assist in 17 Premier League games. 18 Premier League games, I should say, for Jarrod Bowen. Unbelievable techers from him. He just offers us this unbelievable output up top. He's had to play in many different positions, and what's great about the position he plays in is that he can fluctuate between any of that front three, front four positioning. He can drop back in. He contributes defensively to his duties. If he's not getting involved, he drops in deep and he gets himself involved. And when West Ham have, as of late in the recent years, have played with a striker like Antonio, sometimes they can go missing. Sometimes they don't get necessarily involved. Sometimes when you look at their stats, they don't touch the ball much during the game. But Jarrod Bowen doesn't just sit back. Jarrod Bowen drops in deep, collects the ball, and gets himself involved in the game. He offers us another outlet defensively, midfielder, and going forward. He's your all-round footballer. I'd never genuinely thought I'd be saying that when we signed him from Hull City, but it's been a steal, an absolute bloody steal when you think about it, from signing him back in January of 2020. It's actually an unreal feat that what he's created. He gives us such an amazing outlet up top. Again, when you look at it's not just him. Obviously, we've got fully quality, looks like world class forward three in Paqueta and Kudus also. But essentially, if you look at the goal he scored against Onana and Manchester United yesterday, it's the vision to make that run. And when you've got a player that puts it on a plate like what Paqueta does, then it's a no-brainer. The guy is getting recognized all around the world. You could say scarily recognized all around the world, because that means that clubs then will perch up and look at him and think, he's the sort of player we want in our club. He has signed a long-term contract with West Ham, but at the end of the day, these things don't mean a huge amount. I mean, even Mark Noble was questioned live on telly about the situation, and he said, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to give anything away because I can't. It's as simple as that. But money does talk at the end of the day. Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp have shown a keen interest in trying to bring potentially Jarrod Bowen to the club, especially if the moment Mo Salah does leave. And I've just got to pray and hope that West Ham can stay in this some form of trajectory, because what's really going to keep Jarrod Bowen and all the best players at West Ham is simple: success, cup wins, cup runs, doing well in the league, qualifying for Europe, getting chosen at international level, winning trophies. And he's done that already in his short-term career at West Ham. And I just wonder what the geezer could achieve under the right, you could say, manager. He's in his prime. He's 27. He's just relentless in his approach, and he offers us an exciting threat. I said during the Matchday Live and during the highlights show yesterday when I spoke to Russ that there was once upon a time that whenever a player was named on the park, you'd always feel like we had a goal in us. So, for example, when we had Dimitri Payet and we took a free kick, bang, we felt like we were going to score a goal. Nearly every game he played, he had that kind of goal factor. We've not just got one, we've just not got two. We've actually not just got three, we've potentially got four. And what I mean by that is you've got Jarrod Bowen, who contributes with goals. You've got Paqueta, who can just make something from absolutely nothing and possibly contribute with goals. Kudus, I mean, what can we say about him? But I won't talk about him just now. And yeah, I'm going to bring them into it. James Ward-Prowse, because he can just put something on a plate for a player, and he can be so creative as well. And you can't help but think that West Ham will score goals. That's why it's so disappointing when we don't. It's very rare, this season in particular, it's very rare that we don't score goals. So when we get the chances, we're going to take them. And this guy is part of that. And the future of our forward three is exciting, but we need to make sure we bring in recruits to help them because we do know Kudos will be gone for the AFCON, and that is not going to be good. And we need to keep that trajectory moving upwards if we're going to even have a remote chance of keeping hold of that forward trio. It's such an exciting forward trio. It really, really is. And that adjustment of putting Paqueta through the middle and offering that support mechanism to Kudos and Bowen is huge. Is he world class? Is Jarrod Bowen a world class footballer? I mean, his stats read like they do. He looks like he does. He looks like he gets it. He looks like he's got it in his tank. What makes you world class? Winning things, competing. And that's what West Ham need to do in order to keep these best players. A 7-year contract. The player's 27 years old. Will he still be a West Ham player for the next couple of years? I think he will be. Fingers crossed he will be. And fingers crossed the Dyer family will be keeping him at the club. What an achievement. What a fantastic victory against Manchester United, albeit the first half wasn't fantastic. But at the end of the day, we got the job done in the second half. In the last 20 minutes, we actually performed quite well. We definitely did. We got stuck in. We dropped back in. We supported the team. We worked as a team. We worked defensively. We worked as a unit. We got forward. And Jarrod Bowen's a key part to that. I remember last year, a few years ago, David Moyes was always talking about resting players, but the one player he said he didn't rest was Jarrod Bowen because he has it in his tank. And in actual fact, he's the sort of player that needs to get it in his tank and out of his tank in order to do it. So he's got that ability to just play games. And when Jarrod Bowen plays in a West Ham team, we play a lot better. We want Jarrod Bowen to stay here long term. I think he will. Is Jarrod Bowen world class? Put it in the comments. Join us later on for the player ratings. It's Christmas Eve, everyone. So you get yourself to bed nice and early. You get your cup of cocoa and you enjoy the West Ham content we've got coming over for you for the next couple of days. Come on, you wonderful Irons. Merry Christmas. Come on, you Irons.